Welcome back. Today, we want to tell you the 5 things you need to know if you're a career launcher in particular about LinkedIn.
Yes. Right. So tip number 1,
Yeah,
you need to have a page.
you absolutely have to have a page. Close to 1 billion people worldwide are on LinkedIn. It is much more than a social network or a business connection network. It's now becoming the largest job board as well.
Yep.
So companies have subscriptions where they post their jobs on it, but they also use it to recruit, to look for people before they've posted jobs. 80% of all recruiters will check LinkedIn before they meet you. 95% will check you before they hire you. So not having a page is a big red flag.
Yes. You need to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where is the most valuable real estate when we're looking at a LinkedIn page?
Right. So I would say number 1, without question, is the nameplate. So under your name, there's space for you to put really up to maybe 5 titles. And you want to be strategic here. Now, our general rule is the titles can be somewhat aspirational. It might be something that you've gotten the schooling for, and you've got some experience, maybe some training, but you haven't done the job yet.
Right.
That's okay. But it can't be just a lark. It has to be something that you are fully equipped to do. And the easiest way for the LinkedIn algorithm to read it is for you to write the title, then a space, then a vertical line, then another space, and then the next title. We usually recommend our students to have 3, and 3 that are, so let's say you're a human resources professional.
A butcher or baker.
Yeah, and a candlestick maker.
Yeah.
So, right. So you might have human resources generalist, but then you might have 2 specifics where you're really strong, like recruiter and benefits administrator, if those are the 2 areas where you're really strong. So don't do things that are so similar that they're not going to drive different types of jobs your way. So, and the reason it's important is because when recruiters are looking for people, they type in specific job titles. And so if you have that job title or that job, not just the title, but the function, either one works, they're going to find you. That's important. And then the second piece, and it's almost the opposite.
Yeah.
So where the nameplate really drives that kind of anonymous sourcing and job posting, the about section is what is the second most important, because it tells them about you in your words.
Well,
so
it's the place where people get to know who you
Exactly.
are. They get a flavor of who you are, an essence of who you are. So you don't want to be robotic in how you're writing that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So those are the 2. Yeah.
Okay, so and we're going to actually do a future video specifically on the about section.
It's great. You want to, you want to see that because it's a lot of really good instruction on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about the importance of the banner and the photo? This can really like hang people up. They like circle the drain about like, really connecting.
Well, women have a hard time taking a photo. So a couple of rules. A photo can be, I think it's 8 megabytes max. Take it on your phone.
Yeah.
Take it outside. They are good. Take it at the end of the day outside when the light is kind of soft. Don't take it with a bright light shining over you, but make it a current photo, and it should be of only you.
And not you cropped out of a photo.
Right. Not this with like half of Kelley's hair.
Yes.
Right.
Your ear missing.
Yeah. No. Right. So you want to have a photo of you that's reasonably current. You don't have to get blowout. You don't have to get made up for it. This is I have leggings on right now, but I have a decent shirt on. That's all you need. And the photo should be probably like from here up. You have the option of making it black and white. Once you get into the filter, it's very easy to do. I do that sometimes when I change my banner. If the banner has a lot of color, I'll black and white my headshot, but it should be just you, 8 megabytes max, flattering lighting, something conservative, but not crazy. I mean, not conservative, but not boring. Not a suit.
Okay.
A simple shirt, not a lot of patterns is usually good advice. Nothing too bold, simple, clean. And probably most important, pleasant, smile, make it look like you're someone that they want to work with. The banner, you have total creativity with that. If you don't do a banner, LinkedIn will put a grayscale banner. It used to be like a blue constellation and they revise it every couple of years. It's not like there's something wrong with it, but I'm going to be drawn in. It's really subconscious. As a viewer, I will be drawn in by a banner that's not the grayscale. And you have the option there to let the banner really reflect who you are. So I show Lindsay's a lot. Lindsay Montoya was a student in our program, and she is a really good logistical project manager, complex projects, lots of stakeholders, not technical, more procedural. And so her banner is just a really colorful, connect the dots image that I think she got on Google.
Okay.
Right. You don't have to create something. However, if you're a graphic designer or an artist, then
or
you
an
would,
interior designer. I
Yes.
mean, like anything in like the,
right, you might want to do something, you might want to design something yourself, but there is tons of art out there. You can go
on
I've
Etsy.
on Etsy, on Canva.
Yep.
But honestly, I've made some really good ones by finding a photo on Google and just screenshotting it. So banner photo, really important.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about alerts,
Okay,
like how to.
yeah. So it's really, what most people do is they will check that recruiters can see their page.
Yep.
The only time that only a recruiter should be able to see your page is if you are currently employed.
Okay.
So if you're like, if I'm working for you.
Yep.
I don't want to open my alerts up to everybody
Yep.
to let them know that I'm looking for a job because I haven't even told you yet.
Okay.
But with only that exception,
Okay.
everyone else should be checking the box that everyone should see that I'm open to work.
Okay.
Now, the problem with that is that LinkedIn has a new visual to accompany that. The minute you check that box, you get the little green swish that says open to work on your photo. Some people don't like that. But you're looking for a job.
Mhm.
You want people to know you're looking for the job. Ideally, you really don't want to be dealing with a recruiter because the recruiter doesn't have the authority to hire you. You really want the hiring manager or the teammate
Mhm.
to know that you're looking, to get in that way. So get over the green swish and make sure that when you set up your alerts, you set it up so that everyone can see that you're open to work.
Yes. All right. So the last one, and I think probably the most important,
Okay.
is that it's only valuable if you use it.
Right. And that wasn't really true maybe 10 years ago, because when it was just a platform for connecting, it really was more static, but it's really important that you use it. We're doing a series on networking, right?
Yes.
So we'll be doing a future series on, or in this series, a future video on how to use LinkedIn for networking.
Yeah.
It's very powerful, but we'll get to that later, but just for your page right now, a few other things you should do. Make sure that the activity section shows that you've done something at least once a week. So doing something could be me giving Kelley a thumbs up on something.
Yeah.
Easy,
Low stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Low stakes.
Low time.
If you're looking to just kind of like tiptoe into
Right.
using this, because some people really don't use social platforms.
That's right.
And this might feel overwhelming. So start small.
They might also be uncomfortable writing because maybe they're not quite sure what their voice is. So kind of level 2 would be me giving Kelley a thumbs up and just writing something simple like congratulations, so excited for you.
Mm-hmm.
Level 3 might be me sharing something Kelley wrote to my full population of connections, and then writing something. Kelley wrote this great piece about networking on LinkedIn. I think this is excellent. Adding a little bit of your own narrative, a little bit more of your voice. Another way to do that would be to share an article that someone else wrote and add a little bit of a preamble to it that's in your voice. And then kind of the higher stakes, the higher in time investment would be to write something organic on LinkedIn and create your own post. But as long as once a week for now, you're doing some combination of those activities so that it shows that you're active on the profile, because as you're active, your activity is being spread out to your connections and their connections. So that's really important. The other thing is at the very bottom, you've got a recommendation section and a following section. On the recommendation section, challenge yourself to have at least one person write you a recommendation. Most people will not say no. And it's really helpful if you tell them, I'd really like you to talk about the time that we spoke at that conference and we got such great feedback.
Right.
Give them a little bit of a tip about what you want them to say. As a hiring manager, I will always look to see your recommendations. And in many cases, we've seen students when they're writing a cover letter or even following up on an interview saying, hey, if you'd like to check out my references, check here. And it's a live link to that recommendation section. And then at the very bottom, there's an opportunity for you to follow companies, groups, organizations. Follow the ones that interest you. Follow companies where you might want to work. Follow voices that inspire you. We'll talk a little bit more about how that can be a great networking tool in a future video.
So there you have it, the 5 things that a relauncher must know about LinkedIn. If you liked what you heard today, you can like and subscribe. If you want to learn more about us, you can find us at www.preparetolaunchu.com. Thanks.